Here's another video from my No Frills playlist. Videos designed to be straight to the point to maximise the number of marks you score in exams. This video is about stopping distance. You've got to know what thinking distance, braking distance and total stopping distances are and the formula connecting them. You've got to know the factors that affect thinking distance and braking distance and know typical human reaction times and how to measure them. What are thinking distance, braking distance and total stopping distance, and what's the formula connecting them? So the formula for total stopping distance is thinking distance plus braking distance. You'll get 1 mark in an exam for being able to say that. For 1 mark in an exam, what's the thinking distance? Well, it's simply the distance you travel while thinking about pressing the brakes. If something suddenly got in the way of the car and you had to suddenly brake. Another way of saying it is it's the distance you travel during your reaction time. And for 1 mark in an exam, the braking distance is the distance you travel once the brakes have been pressed. What are the factors that affect thinking distance and braking distance? Well, factors that increase the thinking distance are anything that affects your reaction time. So if someone was to suddenly cross the road and you have to press the brakes, if you've been drinking alcohol or taking drugs, or if you're distracted because you're on your mobile phone or any other distraction, or if you're tired, all of those things will increase your reaction time and increase your thinking distance. Something that will increase your thinking distance without affecting your reaction time is if you're travelling a faster speed, because you'll travel a further distance in the same amount of time if you're going faster. Factors that increase the braking distance are anything that affects the car. So if you've got worn out brakes or tyres, if there's poor weather such as rain or ice, if there's a poor road surface such as gravel, if you've got a heavier car, and again if you're going at a faster speed, all of those things will make your braking distance increase. What is a typical human reaction time and how do you measure them? So for 1 mark in an exam, the typical reaction time for a human being is about 1/4 of a second, 0.25 seconds. And you'll get 1 mark for saying that in an exam. Now, explaining how we measure human reaction times can get you anything up to 3 marks in an exam. So because the reaction times are so quick, we usually use computers to measure the reaction times. A reaction time is the time it takes to respond to a stimulus. And this is how you explain it to the examiner. A computer turns on a light. So the light is the stimulus. The human has to quickly press a button to turn the light off. Pressing the button is the human's response. The time taken between the light turning on and the human pressing the button to turn the light off is the reaction time. So you get 1 mark for saying that, 1 mark for saying that, and 1 mark for saying that. If you'd like further explanation about what I've just said, then check out my video called Stopping Distance at 4 minutes and 56 seconds, and you'll be able to take part and test your own reactions as a purple light turns green and you have to quickly pause the video and see what time you get. So you can see this time here is slightly longer than the average human reaction time. Click the link at the top of the screen now. If you're doing the higher tier exam for an extra 3 marks, they can often present a speed time graph and ask you to work out the thinking distance and braking distance from the graph. This first graph is for a person with an average reaction time and with a car where the brakes are in good working order. This next graph shows for a slower reaction time, which causes a larger thinking distance. Remember, on a speed time graph or velocity time graph, the area under the graph tells you the distance travelled. So you can see this area is bigger than this area. So with slower reaction times, the thinking distance is longer. Once you've pressed the brakes, because the brakes are in good working order, the braking distance is the same in this case as it was in the first case. This third graph shows someone with decent reaction times, 0.25 seconds. However, they haven't looked after their car properly and the brakes are worn out or the tyres are worn out, which creates a longer braking distance. If you want any further explanation on that, click the link at the top of the screen to watch the video. So, we've just covered about 11 marks worth of content, and there's no guarantee that stopping distances will be on your final exam in year 11, but if it is, you should do well, thanks to your willingness to work on your resourcefulness and your initiative, finding things out for yourself to increase your personal performance. So well done. Work hard, be nice, and bye for now.